Yeah. Whoa. I speak. We change lives, Jesus. I speak.
Welcome to the TP Masterclass. On behalf of Cliff Cheqona and the entire TP family, we're honored to have you here. You didn't just join a live session. You stepped into a transformational experience designed to help you master your mind, align your emotions, and trade with clarity and conviction. We'll be starting shortly. In the meantime, settle in and prepare your notepad. Like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already. And most importantly, invite someone who needs this. Because around here, we don't just trade, we transform. Let's get started soon.
I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. I speak life, I speak spirit. We change lives, Jesus did it. Step into my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. I'm stepping to my Monday. We change lives, Jesus did it.
What is the TP family, and how do you become part of it? Don't worry, if you're watching this, you're already part of the TP family. Now, before you ask, no, it's not take profit. That's the first thing traders think, right? TP stands for Trading Psychology. When Cliff Cheqona created this community, he didn't want to make it all about himself. He wanted to create a space for traders built around a simple truth. Most traders lose because their mindset isn't ready for success. So what's the TP family? It's not a company. It's not an organization. It's a movement of traders who are done chasing shortcuts, done trading emotionally, and done feeling like they're alone in this journey. Now, let me be clear. We're not here to build another Telegram or Discord group. You don't need more chats or endless notifications. All you have to do is follow our content on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. That's where we deliver everything. Masterclasses, podcast clips, mindset tips, and even those hard truths no one else will tell you about trading. Our vision for 2025 is simple: education. We teach traders what really matters, not just strategies, but the mindset behind them. Through our TP Masterclass, podcasts, and content, we make sure traders know how to manage themselves first. Community. The TP family is all about connection, but instead of chat rooms, we meet through meaningful content that actually helps you grow. Tools. We're creating journals, simulations, and practical resources to help you track your progress and improve your trading behavior. The TP family is here to change the way traders think forever. We're not about quick wins. We're about creating strong, resilient, unstoppable traders. Welcome to the movement. Let's make 2025 the year you fix your mind and fix your trading.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Hi, TP family. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing quite well today. Put in the live chat how you are doing this Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. If you are doing wonderful, let me know. And how was your trading week? Did it go well for you? Did you make some money? Did you trade on a demo? Did you trade on a live? How was it? How was your trading week? Did you face any trading psychology obstacles? FX Pirate says it was brilliant for him, which is very wonderful. Trading is stopped now. Had some crazy losses. Okay. I'm doing great. Still no trading. That's fine. If you're not trading right now, you don't have to beat yourself up about it. You can always take your time, and then when it finally clicks for you, you just trade on your own, so you don't feel like you're being left out. Do not let the FOMO get to you, because as long as humans are alive, the financial market will always be there, so don't feel bad. Learned a lot about myself and my emotions. Good. Victor had a very good profit week. That's amazing. And we have someone only focusing on psychology right now. Okay, guys, amazing. I'm so glad that you guys had a very good week. If you're tuning in from Facebook and Instagram, you can also let me know how your trading week was. I may not be able to read it right now, but you can definitely leave it in there in the live chat, and then everyone else that has tuned in will be able to read it, and then you guys can share among yourself. Okay, without further talking, I'm Tencent Shells, as most of you already know. Welcome to another TP Masterclass, to be part of the TP family. Thank you so much for always joining us every single week, every Saturday from the beginning of this year. And I just want to show my appreciation for always joining us and always tuning in. We truly appreciate you from the bottom of our heart. If you are tuning in from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya, UK, US, you are always welcome. You can also let me know in the live chat where you are tuning in from. And if this is your first time joining the TP Masterclass, I want to say a very big welcome, and also drop first time in the chat so that I can welcome you properly, as this is not just a class, this is a family, and we are glad that you found us to receive an information today that could possibly change your life. Okay, so we have people from Uganda, Nigeria, India, I think, I don't know. Yeah, it is Uganda flag. Yay! If you are also putting in where you're tuning in from on Facebook and Instagram, I'm so sorry that I'm not able to read it, but welcome to this TP Masterclass. And because you're also a first time, I put in the live chat first time in the chat so that I'll be able to give you a shout out. And because again you're also a first timer, you're probably wondering where to start from. I would like for you to go on our YouTube channel and click into the playlist, and then you should see season 1 TP Masterclass, and then you will see a video called What is Really Trading Psychology. This TP Masterclass will be able to really help you understand what we truly do here on the TP Masterclass every Saturday. As we don't just talk about charts, we deal with the mindset behind trades. And also from Monday to Friday, we post what we call the TP declaration. It's just a picture with few words on it. So when you see it, please don't scroll past it. Make sure that you read it over your trading day so that it can align you in the market and you'll be able to make as much profit as you want. Okay. And also, I want to take a minute to say that wherever you are, just breathe and remove every distraction. Make sure to grab your notebook and your journal. And as I don't want you to just only watch us, I want you to take notes as you watch every segment that we have for you today. Okay. Sorry. I someone put in the live chat, can I say something about the TP test results? I will leave that up to Cheqona. So when he comes up, he will give the update on the TP test results. Okay. But anyway, as I was saying, wherever you're tuning in from, wherever you are, please remove every distraction from your environment. Make sure that you grab your notebook and your journal and make sure that you are taking notes, because I don't want you to only watch us. I want you to take notes and participate in this live session. Okay. And another thing is, this is a very serious reminder. I don't want you guys to put something in the comment section or the live chat section that will distract other people. So please be mindful of what you put in the chat, okay? The live chat. If it is anything that does not align with the Cheqona brand, we will remove you from the live stream. It's not anything personal, it's just something, it's our standard of practice. So yeah, so please keep that in mind, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram, this rule still applies, okay? So without any further talking, I'm gonna end it here, but please stay tuned for more because we have so much coming up. I will see you guys later. Thank you.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. I've missed you guys. I've been away for just a few weeks, but I'm glad to be back with everybody to go through our usual habit formation segment. For those of you that don't know me, especially if you're brand new to this session of our TP Masterclass, I'd just like to say another warm welcome. Thank you once again, Shells, for the introduction. But I'd just like to say welcome to each and every single person, especially those tuning into this particular segment as well. Maybe for the first time or just tuning back into this particular segment, because I certainly believe that this segment is very important. It's like the foundation. It's like the base of everything else that flows, right? So we want success. We want to be able to articulate ourselves in a particular in front of a group of people. We want to be fitter in terms of exercising. We want to be more consistent with our level of communication. Anything that revolves around I want to be successful at X, or I want to be successful at this and this, the foundation is all to do with habit formation. This is why this segment exists. It's just a small reminder, just for those of you who think, what's the purpose of doing this habit formation? There's a purpose for everything, right? Including as to the reason why we're doing this segment. So I'm really excited to share what I have for you this day, this evening. All right. But what I'd love to do is go back just a few weeks back, especially over the time that a lot of what we've been doing is going over. Number one, the book Atomic Habits. If you haven't read it, I'll certainly recommend it, because this is a bit of what's inspired me or inspired this particular last couple of weeks of what I've been presenting, but also just to go over the foundations. There's a few things that I've been over. There's quite a lot. However, there's one core thing which I believe is like the core thing that everything flows from. So number one, I spoke about identity, right? It's quite interesting because I had this conversation with my wife in the last couple of days, and this conversation revolved around it first of all started with the topic of hair, right? How can I get how can people get, or how can people be inspired to get their hair consistent, to get their hair healthy? This can also flow into things such as their skin. This can flow into things such as their appetite, their health, their food, their nutrition, every single thing, right? So how can I get my hair into a great, consistent condition? Now, I'm not an expert, right? I'm certainly not an expert. In fact, that's something I want to learn myself, right? But the most important thing here is to remember that it all flows through, number one, your belief, which also is almost the same as the identity. Because if you now understand your identity, you understand what you believe in. Let me break that down for you. So if you, first of all, understand that your identity is tied to your belief, it means that if you believe you are something and not what somebody else said. So in other words, if somebody has spoken something negative over you, or another example, even if it's yourself, let's just say you say, okay, well, I don't know if I'll be able to run this particular marathon. I don't know if I'll be able to run 5K. You've already identified that you don't even believe in yourself, right? So it starts off with belief. That's like the foundation of everything that you want to achieve. It starts off with, well, first of all, do you even believe in yourself? Okay, well, great. If you believe in yourself, then it means your identity changes, right? So from maybe I don't know if I'm going to be able to run this marathon, to I believe I can run this marathon. So therefore, it's now tied to who you are as an identity. You now begin to shift from the person you thought you were before to the person who you currently are. Does that make sense? So therefore, once you have defined your identity to be someone who believes that they can achieve whatever the thing that you're trying to achieve, then that's the foundation, number one. And then number two, you go from identity to process. Okay, so you go from identity to process. What is the process I now need to put in place in order to achieve my goals? Okay, it's never, okay, tell me what I need to do to get successful. You might even do the thing and not even believe in it. So that's also why in one of the segments I mentioned, it's like a back and forth. Your identity ties into how you do things. And also how you do things. If somebody looks at how you do things, you can automatically see what that also ties back to your identity as well. They're two things go hand in hand. So it's very important to observe that. And then, of course, last but not least, you have the outcome, which is mainly to do with your goals, all right? Which I like to describe as the byproduct of your identity and how you do things. It's never just focusing on the goals. Yes, be a visionary, have the vision, write the goals down. But also remember that it's important to know your identity, what you believe in, number one. And then from what you believe in to, okay, great. If I believe in myself, if I believe that I can achieve X, Y, and Z, what can I now do as frameworks, as principles that I can abide by in order to achieve those goals? The two have to go hand in hand. And then, of course, as I mentioned, you got the goals at the end of it. All right. So with that being said, let's go into today's segment. So as you can see clearly, I love to start with titles or references, but the point here is walk slowly, but never backwards. Okay. Progress, but never slow down. Okay. Walk slowly, but never backwards. Let me dive deeper into this particular statement. Let's just say, I love to use maybe the example of maybe going to the gym. I think this is probably the best example. Maybe there's better examples, great. But the reason I say that this is a great example is because for those of you who probably go to the gym, you would know that if you stop going to the gym for a couple of weeks or for a long period of time where you were consistent before and then you stop, guess what? You never actually start back from where you left off. No. You never start back from where you left off. In fact, you regress a little bit. Although you stopped, let's just say for a month, you stopped maybe for 2, maybe even 3 months. Because you stopped that period, actually, it doesn't mean that you've actually stopped at that level. You just go back to that level. No, you've actually stopped, but you've also gone backwards. So that now when you go back to the gym, what happens? You now need to gain that muscle tolerance, stretch your muscles a little bit, get them warm, get them used to carrying heavier weights like you used to those couple of months ago, right? You never go straight back into, I used to do 120K on bench press. And then you go straight in and that's the place that you left off with. No, you're going to hurt yourself, right? You're going to get injured. And this is the reality for a lot of us, especially as traders, right? Sometimes or oftentimes, especially when you're doing things or you're progressively doing things, rather than walking slowly or doing something every single day, progressively learning something, you do it slowly, but you're still doing it anyway. You're effective in your actions and your applications. Some people just stop. They said, you know what, when I get the time, I'm just going to focus on it. But guess what? You might not necessarily have regrets, but you've also lost time. So it's either you regress on your productivity or you regress on your progression, but you've lost a lot of time. So regardless, there's always a backwards, as you've clearly seen. So the goal really is to walk slowly, but never backwards. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. Right. So there's a difference between motion and taking action. Very big difference. It sounds the same. In fact, there are many tendencies that seem to be that it's almost the same. What's the point? It's just both of them are moving. Okay, probably that's only the main similarity between motion and taking action, or action rather. What is the difference? Let me give you a bit of an analogy. Let's just say somebody decided to go to a race course. They decided, let me go to a race course and drive the fanciest car around and round in a particular track. It goes round and round. There's a few obstacles here and there. Once you've done, you say, great, I'm confident now that I can actually drive. When naturally on a real road, you're going to have real life obstacles that if you're not prepared, you're not going to be prepared for how you're going to deal with these issues, challenges, and situations when they arise. So on one hand, you have somebody who is constantly in motion, always busy, right? Always busy. And do you know what the interesting thing about in motion is the fact that when you're in motion, it makes you feel good. It gives you some sort of feeling that you're doing something, right? When in reality, it doesn't actually progress to the outcome that you want. In fact, you're thinking a lot, and there's nothing wrong with having motion, but motion without taking action, it doesn't get you further in terms of what you're trying to achieve. And I've been told this many times in the past, where it's great that I have all these goals, all these visions. You have such a creative mind, but you need to now start. You need to start to make those mistakes in order for you to gain that necessary experience to go from level 1 to level 10, from level 10 to level 100. Right? Motion makes you feel like you're actually getting something done, but all you're simply doing is planning. Have you ever had some of those people that just plan? They just plan, they observe, they don't actually take action. All right, this is exactly what motion is. And so therefore, I just wanted to remind every single person of what, first of all, the purpose of habit formation is, and also the definition of it as well. Right? Habit formation, in fact, let me just speak about the definition, because habit formation, in fact, is the tendency to do something, right, repetitively over and over and over again until it becomes automatic, okay, until it becomes subconscious. You don't have to think very hard to do the thing that you're supposed to be doing every single day. How does this relate to trading? You don't have to necessarily think about, well, when I'm trading, I need to make sure that I've got a clear environment. Okay, you should know that if I'm not in a clear environment, just don't worry about trading. Just forget about it. And maybe I might miss out on a great setup and a great move. But so long as I cannot focus, I cannot position myself to maybe potential stumble and make a big mistake that could cost me. Right? This is what habit formation is: automatic thinking. Right? And this is important because in the process of habit formation, there's a doing. You're taking action. You're consistently taking action to progress closer and closer towards what your goals are, right? But when you're taking the motion, that's important. You have to take motion. You have to think about the things. You have to arrange. In fact, that's a part of the process. But the bigger part of the process is actually taking part and the taking action, not the motion alone. Very important. But here's also what's interesting about the habit part. Also so interesting about the habit part is you can actually show up every single day, but not also put the effort that's required every single day. So somebody can also say, well, I've done such and such for about 100 days, for a whole year, and I didn't get the results. Well, the question I would probably have for that person is, okay, whilst you showed up every single day, did you just show up? Was there a structure or a system that you were following? Right? Let's just say my goal is to run a marathon, a 5K run. Right? Am I just running around the park for 5 minutes every single day? I'm showing up every single day. In fact, I'm taking sprints. I'm working hard. I'm sweating. I'm breaking my back. Everything. Right? But at the end of it, you're not really running a 5K, are you? Because you're actually training to run a 5K, but you're doing sprints. There's nothing wrong with that, ultimately. But the reality is what you're actually training for and the process that you're taking, they don't align. So the effort and the frequency of it, or the intensity of what you're doing, has to be very intentional. Okay. And there's also the concept of time, condensing time frames. So we can go into so many different things here, but I'm just want to throw a few things out there to give you some sort of idea of motion versus taking action. Okay. Condensing time frames. What does that look like? It looks like somebody saying, for one whole year, in fact, for the next year, I'm going to forward test, or maybe I'm just going to back test 1 year's worth of data to analyze if this strategy really works. That person could say, well, I'm going to just do 1 session per day. Or the person can say, I am very focused and determined. I'm going to do this in 1 day and back test the whole of 2020, the whole of 2024, or the whole of last year's price action to see if this particular structure or strategy even really works according to these market conditions. Okay, so one is intense and one is very relaxed. So there's that way of doing it as well. Now, both can, at the end of it, get the right results, but the difference is one will get the result a lot quicker than the other one. So that's also another concept to understand as well. All right, but this is the most important part. I think this is the very, very important part I want to share with each and every single person. And what is it? It's the fact that a habit, it must first be established before it can be improved. It has to be in flow. It has to be established before you can say, okay, well, I'm doing something. Let me now improve it. I'm actually guilty of this. I'm going to give you an explanation really quickly right now. When I'm journaling, every single time, or in the past, when I started to journal, in fact, I was very I didn't really stop with journaling. I journaled every single day for maybe about 6 to 8 months consistently. And then there was also a period of time where I was journaling, and then I never necessarily had a cap on how long I was to spend journaling and writing. I just journaled. Sometimes I'll finish 3 or 4 pages worth of journaling. Sometimes I'll do 1 page. Sometimes I'll do 2 pages. Sometimes it's even just a sentence, right? But the point is, I never necessarily had a time cap, or I didn't have a time cap, and I didn't have bullet points or maybe a structure of what I'm going to talk about, how this is the segment, or like a title. I didn't necessarily have a structure. I just knew I need to get my thoughts onto a sheet of paper, and that's the most important thing, which is very important. It still is important to me today, right? But one thing I realized as well is, if you want some type of consistency, you can also measure it. Okay, it has to be measurable. It has to be something along the lines of, okay, great, I'm showing up every single day. I'm going to dedicate 30 minutes. I cannot go beyond 30 minutes. If I go beyond 30 minutes, then great. No problem if it's a one-off. But if I continue to do that, you'll see I'll start to disrespect the time that I've left, that I've spent on it, and then I won't begin to honor my goals. Why is that important? Because you're basically setting boundaries for yourself to also test yourself and increase your capacity. You might say, okay, it's just 30 minutes, and then it becomes 35, then 40 minutes. What's another reason why that's important? Because especially if you do not like to do something, remember why we are talking about habits. We're talking about habits, especially the ones that you don't even like to do, right? Habits. It's important to remember that a lot of us, we just do not like to do certain things. We don't like to write. We don't like to journal. We don't like to follow our rules when it comes to trading. And that's the reality of it. We do not like to follow the rules. So how can you now condition yourself to be consistent at following your rules? And when you do not follow your rules, you know that, yep, I've noticed I didn't do that. That's the reason why this has happened. Then you go straight back to what you're supposed to do. This is the reason why you have some sort of cap. It's just like going to the gym and saying, well, I will limit myself to using only 4 equipments in that 1 hour session, or I'm not going to go beyond that 1 hour session. Okay. The moment you start to use 10 machines and you're doing arms, you're doing legs, you're doing chest at the same time, you're not going to really get as much progress. You want to basically focus in that time that's specifically been allocated for you to grow or get the outcomes that you want. And the outcome that you want is not the outcome that we're talking about from, in a year, 2, 3, or 4, or even 5 years. In fact, act as if that outcome already exists now. How are you going to respond? What's your attitude? What's your mentality to the outcome that you're trying to achieve in 5 years' time? Act as if it's already existed, and then begin to act these things out constantly, daily. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So I've written this. It says, start off by showing up every single day, taking the right actions consistently over time can gradually increase the intensity in line with the capacity. Those are the 2 key words there. I could have underlined it. Intensity in line with the capacity. So right now, your capacity might not be past this level right here. But each time you keep hitting it, it gradually begins to increase. It gradually begins to increase, especially if you do not like to do something. Right? It's about testing yourself. It's about learning about yourself, your tendencies, what you like to do, what you don't like to do, in order for you to gain those habits. Right? Hopefully that makes sense for everyone. So let's look at just a few examples of motion versus action. All right? Let's look at it. So, motion. And by the way, these are things that I've all experienced as well. I like to be as relatable as possible. Okay? So, I've paper traded for a while before, and I said I don't want to do any form of trading until I've understood my strategy. I've optimized it a little bit. I know every possible single scenario, outcome, condition of why my strategy should work 100% of the time. Does that make sense? I should basically not expect it to be one-off. I should get the reason why this fell off, so next time I can improve it and make sure it doesn't. No, right? Paper trading, back testing. I've said I'm going to be doing it for a period of 2 months, right? I've said this before, as opposed to live trading. What about information hoarding? You learn. You've gathered all this information. You become so knowledgeable that when you have a conversation with somebody, it looks like you really know what you're doing, but really, there's no fruit to show for it. Instead, gathering data. Okay, gathering data about your habits, your tendencies, how you respond or how you react to a certain environment, how you react to this particular strategy, how you react to a certain time of the day that you're supposed to be trading. Okay, over optimization, always changing things rather than focusing on the activity of producing results and getting results, winning, losing, and then gaining that level of experience. Okay, so the reality is with paper trading forever, rather, right? You get into that position where you feel as though you're helping your mind, you're helping yourself, but the reality is many traders, they hide behind this instead of really getting themselves into live trading. We've spoken about this countless amount of times. It will be better to maybe deposit £50, $50, €50, or whatever the equivalent is in most people's currencies, where they're currently from, into your trading account, and then gain the necessary experience to see how you're going to manage that money, then to trade just for maybe 6 months to a year. At some point, you have to say, okay, enough's enough. I need to get my skin in the game to understand how it even feels for reality. Because you can even have an 80% win rate on backtesting, but when you get into the live conditions, you don't even know how you're going to react because you don't know how the conditions react in real time. What about information hoarding? You're reading dozens of books, courses, podcasts, videos. I still do it till this day, but I don't do it just to read, listen, hear, and not take action. But you have all of this information, even on this masterclass, you have all of this information, but you're not really taking action. There's no practice involved. Whereas you could be gathering data, right? Taking action rather than you being in motion. You're thinking about these things, taking all of these notes, but you're not actually really growing. And then over optimization, right? Constantly tweaking, back testing, changing this. Okay. And do you know what's so interesting? I had even once upon a time, I think 3 or 4 strategies that if they appear, because of the style of the way that I trade, if they appear, I should be quick enough to reason with it and take the trade if they appear. But now, what does that do? Analysis paralysis. You over analyze, over changing, overestimating, over optimizing your strategy, and you're not really focusing on what you should be looking for on a regular or a day-to-day basis when you're trading, right? And this is the most important thing. So it's important to understand the difference between motion and action. One creates more of an emotion, but the other one gives you more of the overall desired outcome that you're seeking for in the future or at the end of the day. Hopefully you guys are grasping what we are saying here today. All right. So this is basically the difference between motion and action. But probably one of the last things I want to do today for this particular segment is I wanted to just share with you something. This, in fact, entire segment, I believe, is inspired by this particular scripture that I believe in, right? The scripture basically says, therefore, everybody who hears these words of mine and puts it into practice. I'll say that one more time. Therefore, everybody who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who builds his house on a rock. The rain comes and the streams rose and the winds blew and beat against the house. Yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on what? The rock. But then it also talks about a second person or a second man. It says, but everybody who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice It's like a foolish man who builds his house on the sand, and the rains come, and the streams arose, and the winds blew, and they beat against the house, and it fell with a great crash. The key word here is practice. Okay? Sometimes, for those of you who've heard this particular scripture before, or this text before, it really inspired me to go deep into what we're talking about here today. But the term practice is very important, because we can hear this and think, okay, well, we're talking about two builders here. We're talking about two builders here who's mainly focused on, okay, well, I just need to build my house. And I have the knowledge that it works better on sand, or it works better on rocks, right? That's not the point. The point is, it symbolizes that one understands practice, consistency, taking action. They have the knowledge, and therefore you take action, right? It's like an example I used a couple of weeks ago. There's one person that says, I know. And then the other person says, I heard. What's the difference? With the person that says, I heard, they heard, but they didn't take action. But then the other person that says, I know, they heard, but they also did take action. Well, at least they should have taken action. So therefore, when we say, I know, trust me, I know, it actually doesn't necessarily mean that we know. We say we know as like a reaction, as a reactive statement. But in fact, we don't actually know, because we think we know. But when we say we know, what it should mean is we've taken action. I can testify to the experience that I've put in. So what else does this particular piece of text talk about? It talks about experience. Because you now have the experience, your skill set, your mindset has been founded and built on something that is solid, not flimsy. Something that has stood the test of time. Something that I can turn around and say, well, look, I've learned how to trade. I can actually teach you how I got my results. You don't have to be an educator. You don't necessarily have to be an educator or passing signals around to say, I'm the boss. I want to one day be able to help other people by sending them signals. That's not necessarily the point. The point is fruitfulness. When you have results, people will be inspired by you. It will even encourage them to do better for themselves and even the people that matter to them as well. Does that make sense? So the goal right here is to understand that one is practice, the other is busy work. Motion speaks about somebody who is busy constantly. Yes, the planning is important. You have to plan. That's important. But don't spend so much time on your planning, so much time on your perfecting, that you don't actually take any time to take action and gain the necessary experience to become a profitable trader or somebody who's consistent at whatever it is that they are trying to achieve. Hopefully that makes sense for somebody today. All right. So in closing, this is one thing that I'm going to say to each and every single person. The call to action. I always have a call to action. You guys know very, very well my structure hardly ever changes. Right. There's one sentence there. There is one sentence there, and I've left that one sentence there for a reason. Very, very simple, but it's simple, but also if you do it in the right way, it can be effective. You can get the results. You can begin to see some sort of change, right? It says here, call to action. It says, set a schedule for your actions. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick story and then we're going to wrap up. I wasn't confident in the water for years. In fact, there was an experience that I had when I was a lot smaller. I'm going to expose myself tonight, but that's okay. I was fine. I was okay in the water, swimming. I was growing up in my, I don't know how they call it in different parts of the world, but in England or in the UK, we call it, I believe, I was around 8 or 9 years old. Let's just put it that way, right? Everything was fine. I'm confident in the water. I'm swimming. And then there was this one day that I jumped in the water and had a bit of a bad experience. And, you know, I jumped in. It was probably maybe 3 seconds, but that 3 seconds felt like 30 seconds I was under the water because I was panicking, right? Bearing in mind that there was a teacher there to assist me anyway, but I was just panicking. Because of that experience, I never really loved to get in the water. In fact, when I'm in the water, I always chill at the shallow end and everybody's just enjoying themselves. And you can just see me, embarrassed in that shallow end. And I don't know how to swim, right? So for years, right, I'm in my 30s now, very early 30s. And for years, I'm just afraid, to get into the water. And yeah, I'm just in the water. I'm just vibes. Just give me a drink and let me just enjoy the vibes. Don't ask me to swim. I'm not involved, please. Right? But I was actually away on a family trip a couple of months ago, and it really taught me a lesson. This is the part where I will never forget. There was a time we were in the middle of the sea, beautiful ocean, and a few of my family members' friends, they went snorkeling in the middle of the ocean. They could see the fish underwater. They had everything, all the life vests, everything. I said, no, I'm not doing it. Keep me out of it. I'm not doing it. I'm not involved. And there's maybe next time, or when you get back, when we go back to closer, because basically we were traveling from one island to the other. And as we were in the middle of the island, they done the snorkeling, and then they got to the other side. Then we were meant to finish our activity, then get back on the boat, and then go back to the other side. But along the other side, I thought, okay, well, there's going to be another opportunity to do it, so I'll do it then. Unfortunately, that opportunity, it didn't come, right? And that was a regretful moment. Why? Because I wasn't confident. It wasn't until at the end of this particular trip, this holiday, I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I've actually had enough. I don't need necessarily to learn how to swim right now. I'm confident that I can get a mentor to teach me how to swim, but I need to get confident in the water. I need to schedule the actions of getting confident into water, learning how to float, learning how to breathe for a couple of seconds into water. It wasn't until the end of the holiday that I said, look, enough is enough. And lo and behold, I was actually confident in the water, which actually motivated me to say, you know what? I'm excited to do some swimming lessons. What's my point here? Schedule, a time, set some schedules to take actions on, especially the things that you fear the most. Remember, this is the Trading Psychology Masterclass, right? We're talking about trading here, but believe me, there are many, many things you can really take into practice and into consideration that has a lot to do with a lot of the fears that you face in trading that have to do with real life circumstances. So take this as feedback. Think about something that you probably fear the most. It might even be, I heard this quote, and I'm not going to talk for too long, but this quote keeps on circulating that people would rather jump from a plane, or they'll rather die than public speak. What does that tell me? It tells me that some people, they're afraid to speak to certain individuals. It might be at their workplace. It might be for the gentlemen out there that aren't married or that want to approach a particular girl. It might be a particular girl that you're shy at speaking to. Vice versa, it might be a female just really scared to approach this individual, this gentleman, right? Regardless of what it is, the point is schedule that thing that you're afraid of and conquer it. Do it once. Once you've conquered it, write it down and do it again. It doesn't have to be public speaking. It doesn't have to be speaking to an individual. It can be swimming. It could be something that you know personally in your heart of hearts that you're afraid to do. Schedule it and do it. All right. Hope you guys have taken much value from what I shared with you this evening. All right. I certainly missed you guys over the last couple of weeks. This is something that's really shifted my mentality in everything that I do, not just trading alone. All right. Habit formation. Once you really shift your mentality from I'm trying to do things to, well, I need to get the necessary habits. Once I get the necessary habits in place, once I understand that, first of all, my identity is I can do this. I am now going to put some infrastructures in place to make sure I'm consistent at doing this. You're going to see all of the things will begin to fall in place. All right. With that being said, guys, I love you all. I will see you guys on the next segment of the TP Masterclass, where we will still speak about the habit formation. God bless and peace out. Bye-bye.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
My name is Al Hassan Kebe. I am from the Gambia, West Africa. Yeah, I'm here to say thank you so much. Thank you so much. Your Trading Psychology Masterclass has really impacted my life and the way I trade. Before the masterclass, I do blow so many challenges, so many profound challenges. After the masterclass, now I bought a 50K challenge on Sunday night, which was one step challenges, and I passed it today on Friday. Thank you so much, sir. One of the things that I learned from the masterclass is that trading is not about strategy or indicators, but mastering your own emotion, which I am able to do. Before, I was finding it very difficult to master my emotion, fear, greed, and impatience. But because of the masterclass, I was able to control my emotion, fear, and greed. Thank you so much for that. And you also emphasize that I should see trading as a long-term business, not chasing quick win. You also emphasize in your class that the only difference between professional trader from amateur is that professional trader focus building on mental strength. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. I'm so much grateful.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading. It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
What is the TP family, and how do you become part of it? Don't worry. If you're watching this, you're already part of the TP family. Now, before you ask, no, it's not take profit. That's the first thing traders think, right? TP stands for trading psychology. When Cheqona created this community, he didn't want to make it all about himself. He wanted to create a space for traders built around a simple truth. Most traders lose because their mindset isn't ready for success. So what's the TP family? It's not a company. It's not an organization. It's a movement of traders who are done chasing shortcuts, done trading emotionally, and done feeling like they're alone in this journey. Now, let me be clear. We're not here to build another Telegram or Discord group. You don't need more chats or endless notifications. All you have to do is follow our content on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. That's where we deliver everything. Masterclasses, podcast clips, mindset tips, and even those hard truths no one else will tell you about trading. Our vision for 2025 is simple. Education. We teach traders what really matters, not just strategies, but the mindset behind them. Through our TP Masterclass, podcasts, and content, we make sure traders know how to manage themselves first. Community. The TP family is all about connection, but instead of chat rooms, we meet through meaningful content that actually helps you grow. Tools. We're creating journals, simulations, and practical resources to help you track your progress and improve your trading behavior. The TP family is here to change the way traders think forever. We're not about quick wins. We're about creating strong, resilient, unstoppable traders. Welcome to the movement. Let's make 2025 the year you fix your mind and fix your trading.
It's a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. Fix your mind, fix your trading.
All right. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, just drop some number ones in the chat for me. Just want to test the microphone from your speakers and your attentiveness. Okay. All right then. Welcome to today's masterclass. Again, another wonderful masterclass is going to be. Already you guys have been learning from the beginning of this masterclass. Thank you to my brother Willis. That was a powerful segment. One of the things that I would just basically just say is that, you know, when you are learning in any atmosphere, you need to be able to control your desire to turn what you are hearing then, that moment, into an immediate result. It helps you a lot for it to sink in. We have been doing these master classes. This is 37th episode, and we have been teaching a lot. And by the grace of God, every single time we have something new and fresh to teach. And so I really recommend that even when you come on this masterclass, try your best to make sure that you go back again and listen to the information over and over and over again. Today we're going to be learning something very powerful. Before we go on, I just really want to make sure that we clear some things off the way. I have some good news to share. A couple of few things I want to share with you guys today, and we'll go straight into the masterclass for the psychological segment. But before that, let me just say hello to each and every single person here on this live stream. I want to say hello to each and every single person from this live stream. If you are on Instagram, I want to say hi to you. You can drop maybe 111 in the comment section on Instagram and let me know that you are receiving the greetings. If you are here on YouTube, I want to say hello to you wherever you are tuning in from. In fact, let me do some honors by bringing some names up on the screen for me. I'll really appreciate it a lot if I can get some people's, pop up on the screen. Let me know where you're tuning in from. It's been a while. I said hello to everybody. Hello, Nelson. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Can I know where each and every single person is tuning in from? Let's see if this call is global. Once again, Clemens, Mensa, how are you doing? Pretty much sure you're from Ghana. Mensa, how are you doing? So let me know where you're tuning in from. Just put your name. Your name is okay. Just your maybe your country's name will be great. I just want to say hello. Blessing from Nigeria in the house. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Who else is also in the house? Let me know. Ghana in the house. Gideon, nice to meet you. Who else is in the house again? Kogi State. I've heard this before. Kogi State. Frederick, how you doing? Who else is in the house again? I just want to say hello to you guys because sometimes we are too busy trying to give information that I don't just get to say hello. Uganda in the house. Nice to meet you. So we have Nigeria, we have Ghana, we have Uganda, we have Canada in the house. Is that Canada? Cameroon in the house. Who else do we have? So we have all the way straight to Canada, and we have Jamaica in the house. Wagwan RL, Wagwan. We have India in the house. Thank you so much for joining. Botswana in the house. I mean, this masterclass is global. If you're on Instagram as well, I may not be able to see your comment then, but thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. If we have any other country, again, I can say hello to. That would be great before we go in. Just 2 more people, then we are good to go. Just 2 more people, then we are good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I thank you. Every single week, there are people who stay on this masterclass almost 20 2 to 3 hours listening to this masterclass. I really appreciate you. Those from India, I appreciate you a lot. It's very late in India right now, but you decided to still stay. Thank you. I will not waste your time. You will learn a lot today. Believe me, by the grace of God. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have some couple of few announcements before we go into the masterclass for today. So just be with me. Can we bring the first flyer on? I think it is the one. So we finally have a date for all those who are asking Cliff, the Ghana Masterclass, when can we officially know the dates? So ladies and gentlemen, finally, if you are in Ghana, I want you to drop some fire emojis. The date has been released. It's the 13th of December 2025. Even if you are not in Ghana, I highly recommend that you should celebrate every single person who is going to get the opportunity to tune in live in Ghana. So when we say Trading Psychology live in Ghana, it simply means that we will be in Ghana at that time live, just like how we did it in Dubai in the beginning. So this is the date is here. You know, you can scan the QR code if you are going to be able to tune in into Ghana live. So all you have to do is to scan the QR code, register, the team will process you and make sure that you have all the information. So I'm super excited. I can't wait. Right after we are done with Ghana, we already told you guys in Nigeria in the house, we already have a city in the mind. Already have a city, but we are thinking if for now, I don't know if we can do 2 cities or 1 city for the meantime. But as soon as we are done with Ghana, it's Nigeria. Then when we are done with Nigeria, God willing, we will announce the next country as well. This year we are trusting God, and the next year we are also trusting God for all the cities and the countries He will take us in to send this information to you all. Thank you. Can we also bring one more, the next flyer as well, also onto this? But let's go back to the Ghana flyer again. I want to say something. So for all those who normally pray for me, thank you. I receive all your prayers. You can also take a screenshot. We will also share this flyer on our socials as well. When you get this flyer, please pray over it. Declare good things over it so that God can be able to assist us so that we can do more for the community. Okay, thank you. Let's go to the next flyer, please. So this flyer also is get featured live on Masterclass, on the TP Masterclass. Please pay attention to this a little bit. Let me explain. So this, can you also, can you switch up the template for me so that my face can show so that I can explain this part a little bit. So you keep the flyer and you keep my face if you don't mind. So at the end of the day, guys, watch this. If you are basically seeing this flyer for the first time, what this means is that you are going to be able to get the opportunity to be able to come into the room, the backstage where I am speaking from right now, and you can get consulted live. You can get consulted live on the screen. So at the end of the day, it is very important. We're going to bring it back again, but just stay with me. And so the purpose of getting featured on, we call that segment check-in segment. It is a segment where we will only choose 1 or 2 or 3 people every last Saturday of the month. So we're going to begin from this coming last Saturday of October. So we are going to select people. There are people who have questions. There are people who are saying, Cliff, I wish that you could answer this question for me, but I don't want to keep those questions you are going to ask me to myself. Neither do I want to bring you on a call and record you and share it. So I believe that it will benefit all those on the stream at that time by you coming into the room. All the problems you have, maybe you want to share your screen and show your problems. I will consult you right there live. Bring some deliverance into your mind by analyzing what is going on with your trading, maybe your personal life, whatever, so that people can learn. So this is a new segment, but this segment is going to basically happen every last Saturday of each month, which is going to start in the month of October, the last Saturday of the month of October. I don't know if it's making sense to you guys right now. So if you are excited about this segment as well, let me know in the comment section right now. So if you want to get featured on, all you have to do is to basically scan the QR code over there. The team will process you, the whole entire TP Masterclass team as well. They will process you, they will show you, they will help you so that you don't feel like you're going to be overwhelmed. Of course, people will see your face, but it is beautiful. You get to hang out with us in the room at the backstage. I get to talk to you. You get to meet the team at the backstage, and we get to talk to the TP family together. So keep this in mind. Now, if let's say you fill the forms today, it doesn't mean that you are not going to be picked. If in case the Saturday passes and you were not picked, you are going to be in the wait list room. So we can only choose 1 or 2 or 3 people depending on the way that the TP Masterclass producer will structure it. But at the end of the day, it's going to be structured in a way that even if you don't get to be picked this Saturday, the last Saturday of the month, the next month, Saturday of the month, the last one, you will be picked. So I hope this is also another segment that I believe will bless people a lot, because people have a lot of questions, but those questions, when answers come to them, I believe that other people must hear it as well. So this is another, make sure we will also share this on our socials also as well. And also we have a new social right now for the TP family. It's called TP family _ global. If I'm not, so TP _ family global. Let me see. So let me see if I can bring that also up on the screen so that we can be on the same page. Give me a second. I want you guys, majority of our announcements will be going on to this page. So I want to announce it. Yes, it's TP _ family global. TP _ family global. TP Family Global. I am endorsing this Instagram page. Kindly follow this Instagram page. Let me try to share my screen so that it'll be easy for you guys as well. And then I have one more exciting announcement when I am done, and then we take it up from there. So this is the page. It's called TP Family. So TP _ family global. This is our TP Family official global Instagram page. The purpose of this Instagram page is for announcements like this, the QR code, the Ghana, edition. Every single thing will be going on this page. So kindly just follow this page so that you don't miss any announcements. Testimonials will be on this page. If anything that we are doing wherever we are going, because people sometimes say, Cliff, you don't update us when you are doing certain things. Well, because the Instagram page personally I have, sometimes I try to minimize just posting everything. But this page right now will not just be about Cliff, it will be about the whole community, whether Uganda, Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica, Canada. There are times where I would rather wish when you are watching your Instagram, when you are watching the video or the masterclass, take a nice picture so that we can share it on our pages. You want to be featured here. You want to be a proud TP family member as well. So you can basically just send us your pictures. When you are reading a book, send us a picture. I will give you can DM us here. If you take a picture, DM us directly on the TP Family Global here, and then we can basically share it as well. We have a whole entire team that is managing this currently right now. They started managing it today, by the grace of God. And that person that is managing this Instagram page right now is a TP family member that I didn't know from anywhere, but I met them through this journey. And so this whole entire journey we are building, it is for all of us. And so I want you to be a proud member in this team. All right, now one more announcement I have before we go to the next level. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we bring that on, hold on for a second. Before we bring that, I want you to listen to me carefully now. There is a lot of people that are dealing with fear as an emotion. And so the past couple of these weeks that has just passed, I decided to create a brand new program from the Grid Breaker. So we have a new program coming up. This program has 2 titles of a name, but then the one you're going to see here is the overall outside box of the name, but the internal one has a different name, but it is the same program. And I am excited about this program. I want us to bring it up on the screen as well. You guys are going to be receiving this program soon in the community. I call it the Fear Breaker. It's a program that is going to help you a lot. This is a very, 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 very simple yet 7 days powerful program that is going to help you a lot. And so I call it the Fear Breaker, but in other words, it's a 7 days to reset your fears into confidence. I call that the fear reset. And so this program is going to help those who are always battling with the thought of what if I lose this money? What if it hit my stop loss and go to the right direction? What if I blow my account again? So this program is for those individuals that are like, Cliff, I don't know how to combat these kind of thoughts. So I call it the fear reset. In other words, the fear breaker. If you are excited about all these announcements and you are ready to learn, I want you to drop some number ones in the chat for me. I want you to drop into the number in the comments in the chat for me. Let me see how excited you are. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever. Just let me know. So we will release this as well, so that you guys can have it again. This is a program where you guys are going to love it a lot. All right then. Thank you so much. Okay. All right then. So at the end of the day, guys, listen. Before we go in, I want you to know that I want you to declare to yourself that the eyes of your understanding being enlightened. Today you're going to be learning something very powerful, so I want you to be ready. That the eyes of your understanding being enlightened. Wherever you are, declare this to yourself, that the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened, that you have come onto this masterclass and you will not leave the same way as you came. You have come onto this masterclass and you will not leave the same way as you came. You know, there is a day that I always tell people things. I tell them that, listen, when we say knowledge is light, one of the things that you need to understand in the context of it is this, is that we call something the speed of light, the speed of light. So the speed of light simply means something can travel from here to here within a split of a millisecond. Millisecond is called the speed of light. That is the same way you can come onto this masterclass right now and you can hear something, and the you that came onto this masterclass will live differently. Not because something magical happened. You have contacted information, an information that is transforming your life. So the next 1 hour, 30 minutes or whatsoever, I don't want you to lose focus. So I want you to declare to yourself that the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. Your mind is very powerful. Speaking to yourself is another way of opening up yourself to receive. So the eyes of my understanding being enlightened. Declare to yourself that I, Cliff Cheqona, which is you, put your name there. I, John, I, Nelson, I, Claudia, I will not leave this masterclass the same way again. I will not leave this masterclass the same way again. It is not just boastful words. You are actually saying something that is doing something to your mind right now. That I will not leave this masterclass the same way again. The eyes of my understanding being enlightened. I will not leave this masterclass the same way again. I am ready to teach. And what do you respond? I am ready to learn. I am ready to teach. I am ready to learn. I am ready to teach. I'm ready to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, that I truly believe that in this life that we live in, it is not everybody that have the mental capacity to face this kind of world that we live in today. But when you make a decision to go to the next level, nothing will stop you. TP Family Global, we are standing here today and we declare that we are the head and not the tail. We are above and not beneath. When others are saying there is a casting down, we will forever say there is a lifting up. This is our testimony in this community. Yes. Thank you, Father. All right. Now I am ready to teach. All right then. Watch this. I want you to have peace and grace on yourself, okay? You see, in my learning in so many different things, I've realized that people are not really that bad, you know. People are not really that bad. What I'm trying to basically say is that people sometimes feel so bad about themselves that, oh my God, you are this age and you have not been able to achieve anything. Well, you didn't know how to achieve anything in the first place. That's why you have not achieved anything. People sometimes say, oh, I have not been able to get this kind of things in my life, these results. Well, you don't know how to do it. But then when you come into that realization that you don't have those results, then you need to be able to get onto the path to get those results. I always tell people that you are not as bad as you think. You are just wired to think in a certain way. The moment that knowledge comes into your destination, everything changes. Today, I'm going to be teaching a very powerful topic. I truly believe it's a powerful topic. It will change a lot of people's life. I truly believe this. You see, you have heard me saying that the mind is powerful. The mind is powerful. You have probably heard it on Instagram. You have probably heard it on YouTube. You have probably heard it on different social media platforms, or maybe the church you go to or the school that you are even in keeps on telling you how mindset is everything. It is very true. But the question now becomes, why then is it that still, even when it seems you have heard it, nothing seems to be changing in your life? Why? If the mind is that powerful, then why then is it that still you're not getting some results you are getting? I'm going to teach you something today. It's because a lot of people have heard that the mind is powerful. They don't understand how powerful the mind is. I have seen some couple of few posts here and there and things which has confirmed that this message and this masterclass I'm about to teach you today, as a trader, as an individual, a person, a mother, a father, it doesn't matter what you do, that I truly believe this information is timely. So we have heard it before. Your mind is powerful. The mindset is powerful. The brain is powerful. What does it mean? What does it really mean? How does it play a role in my trading? How does it play a role in my life? How does it play a role in my becoming? How does it play a role in doing things? Whether you are a doctor, you are an engineer, how does it play a role? The mind is powerful. You believe that. But why? But first, I want to establish some few points here. Let's first of all differentiate the difference between the brain and the mind. Whether you know this or not, I want you to stay with me. I have not introduced my topic yet, but I'm building a foundation, okay? What is the difference between the brain and the mind? The first thing I want you to write down, when we say a brain, I want you to put into a bracket as it is a hardware, something physical that you can see. That is the brain. The brain is a hardware. The brain is a hardware. It's something physical you can see. You can see it. You can touch it. If you take it off, if you take somebody's, scar, and then you are trying to look into their head, you will be able to see the brain, touch the brain, and feel the brain. The brain is a physical organ. So the brain is like a computer machine. You are seeing my laptop here. This is how the brain is. So if this was a brain, I can touch it. It's a brain. What is the mind? The mind is the software. So if you remember, I was teaching you guys on one of the master classes, I titled the identity vacuum. I was explaining that a human being, sometimes you need to understand that there is a vacuum, there is a space. And the reason why I titled that masterclass Identity Vacuum is because a vacuum is not just a space, it's anything that is going to keep on trying to fill something in it. So a vacuum is not something that just remain empty. A vacuum job is to put things into it. So if you have an identity vacuum, it doesn't mean that you have an empty identity. It means you have an identity that is lacking some certain things, and it will try to pull everything into it. So the mind is a software. You can't see it, but it is there. You can't deny its effects. So if you want to understand what I mean when I say that the brain is powerful, I need to start building the foundation gradually. Because as a trader, you need it. As a husband, you need it. As a wife, you need it. As a doctor, you need it. As a poor person, you need it. As a rich person, you need it. As a healthy person, you need it. The mind is powerful. We are building foundation here. So now we have been able to establish that the brain is a physical thing you can see. The mind is a software. It's not physical. You can't see it. You can't touch it. You cannot even do whatever you want to touch it or whatever, but it is there. So your thought, your emotions, your belief system, they are in your mind. You can't see it, but they are there. Right now, whether I am sad or happy, it depends on my facial expression, which is a physical manifestation of an emotion. But whether I am happy or not, it is possible that I can be sad right now, but because of my responsibility as a coach, I have to put up a bold face. So emotions are something you can't see, but I can't put up a bold face forever. Eventually, that emotion will manifest into a physical manifestation for you to know this guy is not a happy guy. So you can't see emotions, but they are there. So think about it like programs, apps. So right now the apps, you may not be able to see the apps on this phone, but there are apps in this phone, but you can see the physical phone. So this is a brain. The apps and the software, the iOS in it is the mind. Is the overall component called the mind. Now, how do they work together? I wrote down something here that the brain is the house. The mind is the person living in the house. The brain is like a piano, and the musician playing the piano is the mind. The brain is the engine, and the mind is the driver. Why does it matter that you understand what I am explaining now? Because your brain can be damaged, but your mind, you can't damage. You can have a negative mindset and a positive mindset and a superior mindset and a mindset that is always perpetually defeated. But you can, that is why when people get brain damage, they are already dead because the machine is spoiled. So if this machine right now spoils right now, no matter how powerful the software in it is not going to be able to function. Are you with me? So the brain can be damaged, but you can't damage a mind. When I say you can't damage a mind, you can't kill the mind. You can make it either a poor, for example, I can have this powerful computer in front of me, this MacBook, and I can download and install stupid stuffs, watch stupid stuffs. It doesn't take away the possibility of what this software can do with this computer. Are you with me? It is very important that you understand this small foundation here. So the mind is something you cannot see, but it is there. The brain is something you can see, feel, and touch. We are building foundation. Stay with me. The next thing I want to understand here is this. Before I was coming on to this call, I said there are many people who don't understand how powerful the mind is. They don't. When you say your mind is powerful, they have an idea. They're like, yeah, but they don't get it. They don't get it, number one, because of lack of knowledge. They don't get it, number two, because they haven't gotten the information in a simple breakdown way. Because back in the days, the people who really understands the power of the mind are people, maybe psychologists, or maybe people who are doctors, a psychiatrist, or somebody whose job in the football industry is to help traders.
What is the TP family, and how do you become part of it? Don't worry. If you're watching this, you're already part of the TP family. Now, before you ask, no, it's not take profit. That's the first thing traders think, right? TP stands for trading psychology. When Cliff Cheqona created this community, he didn't want to make it all about himself. He wanted to create a space for traders built around a simple truth. Most traders lose because their mindset isn't ready for success. So what's the TP family? It's not a company. It's not an organization. It's a movement of traders who are done chasing shortcuts, done trading emotionally, and done feeling like they're alone in this journey. Now, let me be clear. We're not here to build another Telegram or Discord group. You don't need more chats or endless notifications. All you have to do is follow our content on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. That's where we deliver everything.
Instagram.
Masterclasses.
That's where we deliver
clips,
everything.
Mindset tips.
Masterclasses, podcast clip.
All right, so let's continue. Sorry about the technical difficulty. If you guys can hear me loud and clear now, drop some number ones in the chat. Sorry about that. It's like when you're cooking a meal and it's like your gas just went off, right? You are happy cooking the meal before you can realize your gas just went off. It's very annoying, but let's get back into business. So we keep on saying your mind is powerful, your mind is powerful. What do we really mean? In order for you to understand that, I wrote down here, I was like, how can I help TP family to understand the topic I'm teaching is so delicate that I need to take my time to cook today. So please, wherever you are, I understand. It can take us extra 45 minutes to 1 hour, but be patient with me. If you are patient with me and you give me your attention, by the end of this masterclass, something will happen to your understanding. Believe me. Because I needed to take my time to see how I can arrange this information today to make sure that somebody gets the understanding. When you leave this masterclass, you'll be like, what? So all this while when they say your mind is powerful, is that dangerous of an understanding? Yes. It's very serious. It's a very serious knowledge for you to have. It's not just, something that you throw around. So just stay with me, please. Wherever you are, make sure every distraction is far away from you. Okay? Stay with me. So if the person is not a psychologist or the person is not, a specific type of a mentor in an area, chances are excellent that they may not want to learn about the brain or the mind. So now when you are talking about it with people, it sounds like, do I have to really study the mind? The answer is yes. You need to understand it. You understand certain things about you, don't you? You understand the kind of meals you want because you know the kind of meal your tongue wants to taste, isn't it? You understand your body. You understand preferences. Even when it comes to relationship, people go like, what is your spec? They know their spec. But when it comes to their mind, they don't know their spec because it's like, is it necessary? It is, chief. It is. So stay with me. So before I can be able to explain to you how powerful your mind is, I want to break down some basics, building blocks of the mind. I call them the building blocks of the mind. I need to explain them to you. Normally you have heard this before, but I want to explain it like in a layman's language. So stay with me. So it's possible you have heard about the word neurons. Number one, these are the few basic components I want you to have in your knowledge. Before I will use this knowledge to now show you how powerful your mind is. That is not even my topic. This is just me building my topic foundation so that we can build the masterclass today on. So I will try and hurry up as much as I can, but today's topic is very important to me. So the first thing I want you to write, the first component, the first building block I want you to write down is called neurons. It's possible you may have heard the word neurons before. When we say neurons, what do we mean? Because there is a lot in your mind. So you need to know what they are. So neurons, they are like tiny little messengers. They are like, there is a movie, it was a beautiful movie. Now this movie was very interesting to me because of the context of the movie. It's called Inside Out. I love that movie a lot because it was an animation movie, but I love the way they represented the way your brain behaves. You see, neurons, they are like tiny little, when I say they are like ants, imagine them, they are not like ants, but I'm saying imagine how ant is very tiny, yet very smart. They are always moving together. So neurons are like tiny messengers in your brain. And there are a lot of them. I will tell you how many of them later, but there are a lot of neurons in your brain. Does that make sense? A lot of them. And those messengers, those little messengers, their job is to transfer messages. Of course, it's common sense, right? If we say somebody is a messenger, it's because the person's job is to send a message. Are you guys with me? Let me even look into the chat right now so you guys understand. Are you guys with me? If you don't want, I just want to make sure you guys are following now. Please listen. Because if you understand the foundation of what I'm teaching you, everything about why we say trading is a mind game, life is a mind game, you will understand today. So your brain is full of tiny messengers and they are called neurons. Their job is to pass information, and the way that your brain sends information to each other, it comes in a little form of a spark, like electricity, spark. So these little tiny messengers, their job is to make sure this is fire. The moment you touch fire, the job of that one neuron, this neuron, that neuron is to transfer that information to the part of your brain that makes you know that take off your hand. Take off your hand. So, and the reason why you are taking off your hand is because there is already a pattern of understanding in your mind that says anytime that fire burns you, take off your hand. So if the individual don't know what a fire is, it will burn them before, and after it burns them, they will now either, if it's a baby, the baby will now cry. So that baby, that pain will now create a stored information that next time when the information is being transferred, automatically the hand will just leave the fire because pain has happened. Information. It is the same way when you see, have you ever watched a movie and you will see the person, there are two people, they all see a lion and one person is not running and the other person is running, because when information is moving in your brain like that, it causes different form of action: fight, flight, or freeze. The person will either fight back, the person will either run, or the person will freeze. Freezing is another form of a dimension of the way your brain reacted to the situation at that moment. Information moving around to give you what to do. Are you with me? So the first component I want you to understand, keep it in mind, is called neurons. Neurons are like tiny messengers in your brain. The second thing I want to talk about is what we call synapses. Now, these neurons, they don't touch themselves directly and say, fire, burn. And it's like they don't, if they say this is one neuron, my head is another neuron, the neuron don't just go like, fire, fire, fire. No, the neurons transfer these messages through the synapses. So synapses is like a bridge. It's like a bridge between neurons that the information pass over it to the other information center. Are you with me? So the second component I want you to have in mind, what are we discussing here? We are first of all building a foundation for you to understand how powerful your mind is. Don't worry, I'm coming there. But first, we need to get some few definitions here. So neurons are like tiny messengers. Synapses is the bridge. So neurons, they don't actually touch themselves. They pass messages across little gaps, and we call those gaps synapses. So every time you think on this masterclass and you are learning, there is a new bridge built between two neurons. Are you guys with me? So example will be maybe the first time you came onto this TP masterclass, all right, it felt very difficult for you to stay for 1 hour, 2 hours. But as time went on, there were now a bridge being built. So it will now let you know, oh, you know what, it's fine. We are going to finish now. We're going to finish now because your brain has information and the bridge is now connecting to the other information part that makes you to be patient. So now you don't have to rush anymore. Then that is how the information moves through your brain. Are you with me? So that is the second component. I'm going to move it through very fast, so make sure you're writing something down. The third component that I want you to understand when it comes to the brain, the building block of the brain, is neuroplasticity. I will not touch on this a lot because I've talked about it before. Neuroplasticity is the ability for your brain to be able to rewire itself, to change form, shape. So that means if your brain, if your mindset is not where you want it to be, no problem, you can rewire it. But then the good news is not just because you desire rewiring, it's because there is a system in your brain that makes it possible for you to rewire. It's called neuroplasticity. Are you with me? So third component is making sense. So number one, we have the neurons. That means your brain don't just get to receive information. There are messengers in it. Then it doesn't just move, it passes through a system, it passes through synapses. Are you with me? Then we have neuroplasticity, the ability for your brain to rewire itself, to take a new form, to take a new shape. Are you with me? The fourth component is what we call the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the part of your mindset that is on autopilot. So let's say, for example, somebody can come onto this masterclass and your subconscious mind cannot be able to learn, maybe let's say a masterclass like this for 1 hour, 2 hours. It's not your fault. It's the way your autopilot is structured. So autopilot simply means things behave automatically. Okay, so subconscious mind is the autopilot part. So if this individual finds it difficult to be able to stay on or reading a book, whatever, it's not anything. That same person can watch a series for 8 hours because their subconscious mind enjoy TV shows but not things to learn. It is not that they are bad, they are just wired that way. Remember, when I'm teaching you something, I want you to understand that you are not bad, you are just wired and you can rewire. You are not bad, you are just wired and you can rewire if you understand this perfectly well. So subconscious mind is an autopilot. It is where your habits are being stored. So there are people right now that can stay on this masterclass for 2 hours. There are people who can stay on for just 30 minutes. There are people who can stay on for 10 hours. They just cannot wait to keep on learning because they have a desire right now in their behavior to learn. Whether it is without sound, with no side, with no effect, it doesn't matter. Their subconscious mind crave these things. So sometimes people will tell me, Cliff, you know, the masterclass is great, but can we make it a little bit because people may not be able to. I think I had one TP family member who was telling me this, and I said, no. I'm not cutting it short. This masterclass is not for everyone. I know it's very sure. I know it's not for everyone. It's for those who are tired of their life and they want to transform their mind. So me trying to tweak it to make it easier for your subconscious mind is not the best thing to do. Of course, the social media and things has created a short span memory style of how we receive information, but there are some certain information there is no way you can do anything about it. It has to be the same way it has to be. If not, the person will not get it. For example, this information I'm about to teach you, this foundation is important. If I take this out, you will get something and be motivated, but you won't get a conviction. Are you with me? So the subconscious mind is the autopilot part of your brain. So think of it like your phone's background apps. This phone background, the background, it has apps. Even though I'm not using the phone, the apps are running. Yes, that is how subconscious mind is. Then we have the fifth component, we call it the conscious mind. The conscious mind is like the captain. The one that, so the you right now listening to me, you are listening to me with your conscious mind. You are attentive, you are listening, you want it to be in the motion of driving. So your conscious mind is like the captain. So now I've named 5 components so far. Neurons, synapses, we have neuroplasticity, I've mentioned subconscious mind, and I've mentioned the conscious mind. The 6th one I want to talk about here is habits. Habits. So habit is also something that you have done over and over again, and it has been stored in your subconscious mind. It has become the way you do things without you even realizing it. Habit is also part of the building blocks of the mind. Are you with me? It's part of the building blocks of the mind. And then we have emotions. Emotions are fuel. You have heard me saying this, and I'm going to repeat it again, that you cannot be able to take away emotions from a human life entirely. Emotions is part of why you are a human. The only issue is that if you don't know how to regulate the emotions, you will not survive. So emotions is part of your mental state. It's part of it. But emotions are like fuel. It's what keeps you going. It's what keeps you staying. It's what keeps you doing things. I will show you why. Then we have beliefs. So beliefs is the last one that I will end here. Your beliefs in your mind is like the roots. It is how and why you do everything you do. So there are people who are on this masterclass right now. You are staying here and you are deciding not to go anywhere. It is because of your belief system. You have reached a part in your destiny where you have told yourself that enough is enough. You need knowledge. So these are the 8 building blocks of the mind I want to use to take it to the next part of the foundation. Are you with me? So we have neurons, and then I said we have synapses, we have the neuroplasticity, we have the subconscious mind, we have the conscious mind, we have your habits, we have your emotions, and then we have your beliefs. Are you learning? Good. So if you have these basics in mind with understanding, let's go to the next side of the things I want to talk about. Hey guys, with me, stay with me. If you are learning, drop some number 1s in the chat. If you are learning, drop some number 1s in the chat. I'm going to introduce my topic very soon, don't worry. Now, why the mind is so powerful. Today, when I was about to teach this, I need to talk about this. We need to talk about why the mind is so powerful. So I told myself, I will not come and talk about things that are not facts. You see, there are certain things that you can't deny. For example, laws and principles, they are facts. When you jump from a 50th story building, you go down. Not your feelings, it doesn't matter. If a farmer put a seed in the soil, he is expecting a tree. It's a law. Are you with me? So there are things that are facts. So I'm about to tell you factual things. When I say your mind is powerful, there are facts for those things. Okay? All right. Fact number 1. Your mind is like a big farm. Biggest farm. Your mind is like a farm. Your mind is like a farm. And that farm, imagine that farm having over 86 billion of farmers. It's a fact. Little messengers, tiny messengers. And they are a lot, over 86 billion. A lot of tiny messengers. It's a fact. So if you have this amount of neurons in your mind, in your brain, do you know what that means? It means if you keep on thinking, I am not good at this, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at this, the way you are planting, I am not good at this in your mind, it is scary. Are you learning now? That is why you can watch a movie and somehow the thoughts the movie you are watching can send and put into your brain is unimaginable. So, fun facts, it's not fun but factual. you have a lot of neurons in your brain, a lot of them. So the farm, when I say your mind, so you need to understand that when I say your mind is, or the mind is like a farm, I'm trying to basically let you understand that, you know how when you put a seed in a soil and it grows, same thing with your mind. It's a fact. Your mind does not go like, hey, this is a bad seed, and if it grows, it will bring a poisonous tree, so I won't let it grow. The soil don't do that. Soil grows anything. Weeds, mangoes, apples, banana, it doesn't care. It will grow anything. Same thing with your mind. Your mind will grow anything. It will grow anything. It doesn't matter. So there are many of you right now here that your thoughts that you have been planting for many years is a thought of, what if I don't make it in life? That is your thoughts. And because those things are your thoughts, you have no choice but to attract not making it in life. It is a law. So that is the real reason why when we say the mind is powerful, reason number one is that your mind is like the biggest farm ever. Biggest. What that simply means is that anytime you sow a seed, which is a thought, it will grow. So imagine how many negative trees you have in your mind since the time that you were born. From the environment you grew up in, to the school you went to the 4-5 people you hang out with, to the social media accounts you follow. And then all of a sudden, you woke up in 2025 and you say, I want to be successful, and so life should just give you success. It doesn't work like that, Chief. You have a lot of work to do. And you need to respect the same structure that took you to where you are now. Fact number one, your mind is like the biggest farm ever. Fact number two, why is your mind powerful? Your mind is powerful because your thought can change your body. Your thought can change your body. It's a fact. Your thought can switch genes on and off. It's called epigenetics. When there is a beautiful, I don't know how to the extent of who practices these things, but from the research of lessons psychologically, it was monks that did these, not trying to basically edify monks on this masterclass, but it was monks that did this practice. They were able to switch their temperature with their mind on and off. They could be able to think in a way that their body will instantly start getting hot, and their body will start becoming calm again just by their mindset. They can turn off their temperature on and off just like that. The mind is very powerful. Are you with me? So your brain, your mind is connected to your body. That is why we call something stress diarrhea. So stress diarrhea is when you are so stressed that stress that you are going through can cause you to have a running stomach. Yes, it's called stress diarrhea. There are people right now listening to me, if you will be honest. There are certain times you have blown an account and you lost a certain trade, you had diarrhea. You did. You were one. Some of you almost got sick. The thought of the account blown almost made you sick. It is not a coincidence. It is your mind. That is how powerful it is. So there are people right now listening to me, if you will be honest, you have had running stomach before because of the way the account blew. It was not because you were sick. It was not the food you ate. It was your mind. The thought of that account going away has made you sick. Your mind is powerful. So if your thought can change your body, that means you can be thinking, I am sick, I'll feel sick. And there is a book, a beautiful book. It's called, I will give the title of the book later, but because I don't want to distract you guys, somebody will be like, give me, let me show you. But this book will show you that there are people that the more they think they are going to get sick, the more they are the ones that get sick. And the same way, if you think about positive things, you can also be happy. I'm telling you, like right now, you can sit there right now, and it doesn't matter the mood you are in. You can widen the corners of your lips and show your teeth like this. Your brain doesn't know whether you are happy or not. It just can pick up the signals from your facial expression and say, oh, he's smiling. The more you smile, it will start releasing happy hormones, chemicals into your body. Eventually, your body will start to react to that smile. And you can also frown your face, and eventually you will feel that frowning in your body. So your thought can change your body. Are you guys with me? The mind is it's not just mental. It shapes your health and your energy. Are you guys learning? Why is your mind so powerful. I gave you first reason. Your mind is like the biggest farm ever, with so many tiny messengers. In this context of farm, many farmers planting many thoughts. Second reason why your mind is powerful is because your thought can change your body. Third reason why your mind is powerful, your brain, it can't tell the difference between real and imagined things. It can't. So your brain fires the same signals when you imagine as when you actually do something. That is why you can watch a movie and you know the movie is not real, but this is your reaction. Are you crazy? Run away. Why is he standing there? Go away. This guy is stupid. Why? Because at the end of the day, your brain doesn't know you are watching a movie. It is giving you the same signals as if that thing was happening in real life in your life. So right now, as we are sitting here, the statement I am about to make, a lot of people will not agree, but it is fine. But your brain and your mindset does not know if you are broke or not. You are the one that told it. It didn't know. You are the one that fed it with that information every day. You are poor. You are poor. You are poor. You see, you can't buy anything. Look at you. Your mates are going next and you are not going anywhere. And remember, what did I tell you? Your mind is so powerful that the same, oh my God. If you understand this teaching today as a trader, as a mother, as a doctor, it will transform your life. These are facts. I am not giving you motivation here. Your brain can't tell the difference between real and imagined. It can't. That is why I told you guys this. There is a statement I made. A lot of people will hear it and be like, okay, Cliff has come again with another reel. I said, talk like it, eat like it, feel like it. Do you know what that means? It means as a human being, you need to be able to understand that your thoughts, the way you feel things, the way you do things, it is very important that you understand that the way you walk. So if right now we tell you that you walk like a trader who is a successful trader, you are like, no, I'm not there yet. When I get there, I'll walk. It doesn't work like that, Chief. Your brain doesn't know you are poor now. You are the one telling it every day. So walk like it. There is a very powerful psychological information that says, if you want to fall asleep, pretend you are sleeping. Watch this. If you want to fall asleep faster, actually close your eyes and act like you are sleeping. The sleep will come. That is how you do everything. If you want to fall asleep and you are not feeling sleepy, the only way for the sleep to come, just close your eyes and pretend you are sleeping. In a matter of minutes, you will actually sleep. And that is how you do everything. So you want to become a successful trader? When I say pretend, it doesn't mean lie. It means to your brain, let your brain believe that you are becoming. It's just a matter of time. Eventually, it will find expression in your life. It's a law. You don't need to believe this, but your brain is like a soil. Remember that. So third reason why your brain is powerful is because your brain can't tell the difference between real and imagined. Reason number 4. Why is your brain powerful? Because most of the time you are on autopilot. Subconscious mind. So that is why we are explaining those building blocks. So 95% of your whole entire life, mostly 95% of the time, you are on autopilot. The way you drive, the way you speak, the way you talk, the way you do things, you are mostly on an autopilot. So if right now, if let's say Cliff is pretending he is a transformed person or somebody who believes in mental transformation, blah, 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 no worries. Just give him time. If he is lying, when you spend time with Cliff, eventually you will find out this is who he really is. Does that make sense? Right now I am here and maybe I'm not cracking a lot of jokes. Those who live with me will be like, oh, Cliff, this is how Cliff is, because that is my autopilot. So most of the time, it is very dangerous for you not to know what is in your subconscious mind, because most of the time, the subconscious mind is the one in charge of your life, not the conscious part, your subconscious. Reason number 4, why is the mind powerful? Now, when I say powerful here doesn't simply mean why is the mind positive. No, powerful simply means it is good and bad at the same time. It's like fire. Fire is powerful. It can cook, it can burn a house. So when I say why is the mind powerful, this is in the context of what I'm trying to explain. Are you with me? So reason number 4 why your mind is powerful is because most of the time your mind is on an autopilot. You are not the one in control. It's your subconscious mind. Your habit and your behavior is the one driving your life. So consciously, you can enter a trade, but the one that manages the trade is not your conscious mind. It's your autopilot, your subconscious. So Cliff, I don't know why I keep on blowing my accounts, because you're not the one trading. Remember, the you behind that strategy is the autopilot one. Remember that one lesson? Reason number 5 why your mind is powerful. Thoughts are electric. Feelings are magnetic. Write it down. Thoughts are electric. Feelings are magnetic. Thoughts are electric. Feelings are magnetic. People sometimes say, this person, I'm not feeling the vibe. It is true. Feeling is a magnetic. The reason why you're not feeling the person's vibe or the energy is because it's magnetic. You can attract. So sometimes, mostly, you are not wrong. Sometimes also you may be wrong. It may be either your feelings or their feelings, or when the vibe is not correct, something is really wrong somewhere. But thought is electric. Those electricity is what creates the feelings. The feeling is what creates the magnet to attract what you are looking for. So if, let's say, I tell you now that declare to yourself that I am great, I am great, I am great, is just a thought that is trying to electrify your mindset. It's a good one. But those thoughts don't need to end there. It has to be transformed from being electrical to a feeling. So if you say you are great and you don't get to the point where you feel great, that thought has not been planted yet. So Cliff, I don't know why I'm declaring the declaration, but nothing is changing. No, Chief, you are speaking it. Declaration is not about speaking. Declaration is making sure your words do something to your feelings. I'm going to say it again. Declarations is not about just talking. Declaration is making sure that thought in your mind has been beaten by your declaration. So if right now you feel like a failure, you have to say, I am not a failure, I am great. And that I am great needs to eventually change your feeling. And that feeling needs to become a magnet to change your action. So when I walk into this office, I don't walk into this office as somebody who is about to do a YouTube video. No, Chief, I am a coach. I don't talk like a coach. I feel like a coach. So when I talk to you and I tell you, listen, write down, it is not Cliff Cheqona speaking. It is the coach telling you to write down, because I believe and I feel the information will change your life. So people sometimes say, Cliff, I don't know why my life is not changing, because your feelings are invalid. Your thoughts are there, those thoughts, they are creating the opposite feeling of what you are looking for. So if that is why when you watch a movie, you can cry, because first of all, the movie brought a thought in your mind. That thought led to an emotional feeling. That feeling led to a reaction. So if people are creating a product, a movie, they want to put a thought in your mind. They want that thought to give you a feeling, and that feeling will attract something. Whether you're going to buy Coca-Cola, you're going to buy Mercedes, G-Wagon, Brabus, it was a feeling that made you attract that purchase. It's not a coincidence. It's not. So in psychology, we call something, let me call it this way for you to understand. I don't want to give you so many technical terms. But in psychology, let's say, for example, I want to basically compare these two things. If I want you to be able to buy this, I need to show you this, which is ugly, first. And when I show you which is ugly, and I show you what is beautiful than this, it doesn't matter how less beautiful this is. If this is beautiful than this, I've gotten you to want to buy this. So when you go to shops and things, they don't just arrange things. It is all psychological. Because if we can get you to have a thought in your mind, and that thought leads to a feeling, that feeling will lead to a magnetic force for you to attract something. So Cliff, my life is not changing. No, it's because you are only speaking. You are not declaring to change your thought, for your thought to change your feeling, for the feeling to pull the things. So yes, I believe I'll be a millionaire. I hear you, but your action is saying otherwise. Because if you truly believe you are a multi-millionaire in the making, you need to talk like it, walk like it, speak like it, eat like it. Eat like it doesn't mean luxury. It means eat knowing that you want to live long. Work out, go to the gym. Oh, I don't have money to gym. No problem. What about your legs in your room? Jump. It shows that you are going somewhere. Thoughts are electric. Feelings are magnetic. So you are wondering why you are only pulling negative things. It's because your thoughts are negative. Why is your mind powerful? Your mind is powerful because your brain can change shape. It's powerful because of what we call the neuroplasticity. I've made this point already. Because of neuroplasticity, your brain is powerful. That means the you that came onto this course, this masterclass today, you can leave with the information and do something to your mind, and 2 years later they will ask you what happened. And it's like nothing. I mean, have you ever realized, mostly when you live in Africa or you live in any form of a country whereby you have mad respect for people who travel to overseas, abroad, and so on and so forth? Mostly when people, I remember when I was younger, we used to have these family friends. Anytime they come back from the UK, they have this white towel on their neck with a bottle of water. That is how they roll. And when we see them, we know this person came from abroad. I remember very well. It's not that we see them superior, but we don't know what it is, but it's like the way they are behaving, something looks different from our culture. So it makes you know that, man, something has happened to this person. Because once upon a time, they used to behave like this. What happened? Something has happened to that person's mind. A shape has been transformed because of an information or a context they have been exposed to. So that the same way you can pick up a book. And the more you read the book starts doing something to you before you can realize your brain is being transformed. And when your brain transforms, the you that nobody didn't respect 2 years ago, they will see you again and be like, wow, what happened? You have changed. They are basically saying something has happened to your mind. Neuroplasticity. Your brain is powerful because it can change in shape, in a form. Are you with me? Again, why is your brain powerful? One more example I will give you, then I will introduce my topic today. Your brain is powerful because one thought can create a whole chain of reaction. One thought can create a whole chain of reaction. I can be on this stream right now and I can be energetic, excited, and somebody can say, I remember one time somebody says something in the comment. You know, it's not everybody that really believes that what I am doing can transform other people's life. Until the day they struggle and realize, amen. You know, there are people that one day they will come back to these master classes and watch it many years later. They will do it. You will see, by the grace of God. Now, because they don't understand, they will sometimes leave some comments. And back in the days, you know, when I started, some of these comments was really hurting me. And one day, as a person who studies my own mindset most of the time, I was going to use the washroom, and I remember very well. When I was going to use the washroom, I remember I told myself and I said, my God, why do I feel that this person's thought has a control over my life? It didn't make sense to me a little bit. I was like, why is this person's thoughts affecting me emotionally? So the Cliff me on the right and the one that is self-aware look at the other me and said, do you know this person? I was talking to myself. I said, do you know this person? I said, no. And I asked myself, so why are you sad? How did you even know what the person said was negative? Because the person only put a text. You were the one, Cliff, that took the text and gave the text a voice. My God, that was my light bulb moment. My God, did you hear that? I looked at myself and I said, Cliff, how did you know what the person said was an insult? And immediately I came to myself and I said, it's true. How did I even know the person was insulting me? I was the one that took the person's text from the social media platform, brought the text out into physical reality, gave it a voice and heard it myself and planted the seed. Come on. My God. And that moment I got delivered. I was like, wow, that means that sentence doesn't mean anything then. The moment I started saying that to myself, it changed my mindset. So one thought, whether it's your own thought, Instagram talk, TikTok talk, what am I saying? Yes, but TikTok thoughts. Yeah, that's an interesting rhyme. But does that make sense? It doesn't matter whatever it is, it can create a whole chain of reaction. One seed. I remember growing up. I remember one of the things that I'm not saying this to bash this individual, but I will not mention the person, the relationship they have with me. But they used to always tell me that I will not mount up to anything. He used to always say that, because of my behavior, and I didn't have any bad behavior. I don't know what the person meant, but he said that I will not mount up to anything. He said I will always go and come back to level 0 or level 1. I don't know. And the reality is, I understand it was their mindset that he was speaking from. But I believed it. I believe it so much that it started showing in my actual life. So one of the things that I can tell is be careful the things you hear. Now that you have understood that your mind is powerful, if you are ready for me to introduce my topic for today, I know, right? Just a foundation alone looks like the masterclass on its own. But now I can introduce my topic. If we don't finish, I will do part 2 of this topic, but I need to now introduce my topic. If you are ready to learn, I'm ready to teach. Drop some number ones in the chat. Let us go into today's topic of the masterclass. So if Cliff, this was not a masterclass topic, then which one is this? I needed to use this as a foundation to let you know your mind is powerful. Your mind is really powerful. So when now I say that your mind is powerful, I don't mean motivational talk. I mean, it is the form of your life. It is the form that creates your life. It is the farm that plants the seeds that shapes your life. It is the switch that turns your health on and off. The mind is everything. You see things based on who you are, not what there is. Ladies and gentlemen, my topic for today, I'm going to run through the topic for today very faster. Now, there are many things you will understand, so I'm going to just basically give you a small how-to, and then we are done, okay? We're not going to take long today. But my topic for today, I titled it, As a Trader Thinketh. As a Trader Thinketh. As a Trader Thinketh. This is a law. There is a very beautiful proverb in the Bible. It says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. It's a law. The way you think is who you are. So the topic for today is as a trader thinketh. Are you guys tired already? As a trader thinketh. This is not a long masterclass for today, don't worry. I've already done the initial foundational things, so I'm sure people are getting the concepts now that, wow, I knew the mind was powerful, but I didn't know it was this powerful. So what Cliff is saying is that from the neurons all the way to the other blocking, the building blocks, at the end of the day, if I understand it, that means I don't have to joke with my thoughts, yes. But I'm talking to traders today, and I'm talking to traders now. Whether you are a trader or whatever, you can borrow this concept. But the topic for today is as a trader thinketh. The purpose of this masterclass is to help you understand that as a trader, your thoughts are not just invincible ideas. They are seeds that program your outcomes. So before you even click whether buy or sell, your mind has already written the script for how the trade will end. Yes, there are people right now, your subconscious mind know that as you are going into this week, you are not going to get any profit. Your mind already knows there is no profit for you. You are just only going there to see how it goes. As a trader thinketh. Why is the mind the soil of trading? Because the mind is like a soil. Let's bring it into trading. So your mind is the farm. We have already established that. Your thought is the seed, and your resource is the harvest. So as a trader, you need to understand that your thoughts are the seeds, your mind is the soil, and then your fruits, basically your resource, is the harvest. So if right now I look at you and you can't stop yourself blowing an account, I can look at you and tell you that your Forex account is not the only thing you are blowing in your life. Are you with me? Your Forex account is not the only thing you are blowing in your life. No, it's not true. It's not true. Forex is not that distinctive from your life. If we look at your life carefully, you are blowing more than just a Forex account. You are blowing many things. But Forex account is just one of them. And these results of blowing an account in your trading account is just a manifestation of another tree. But there are thoughts. That person that blows accounts is somebody who can also struggle with imposter syndrome or self-sabotage. They don't think they deserve something good in their life. They want something good, but their subconscious mind doesn't believe they deserve something good. Because all their life, all they have seen is struggle. They have seen struggling life. They have seen life that nothing good lasts forever. I remember I was talking to my brother when he graduated from school. And when he graduated from school, I told him that, are you going to celebrate? He said, no. In an instant, I got sad because that was the same way we all grew up. There was no form of celebration or any kind. The moment you finish one thing, let's say if you finish junior high school, before you even start the senior high school, your environment, and it is true, it's not your parents' fault. It is a reality. The question they ask themselves is, so how would you even go to the next level? The question is not congratulations, not 1 week of celebration. The minute you graduated, oh, you have done well, so how are we even going to afford the next level? This is not how you want your brain to be transforming. No, take your time, celebrate that win so that that person can attach celebration to wins so that they can keep on doing more. So there are people here that their brain don't believe. Even if they make money today, they know it in their heart subconsciously that they will lose it tomorrow because they don't believe nothing lasts in their life. That's their subconscious mind. So I told my brother, no, we will celebrate you. That's what I told him. I told him we will celebrate you. I said, I will make sure that we throw a celebration party for you. You need to celebrate. You need to celebrate. We are going to celebrate you. You deserve it. We didn't really get that, but you deserve it. Don't kill your rewarding system because that is what you have seen. It will create a path whereby even if you are winning, it feels like you are not winning. You see, winning is the consciousness of you winning is different from becoming slow after you have won. You need to know that you are winning. So there are people, when they make money today in the market, by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they will lose it because the fear of it can be lost. It eventually will cause a situation for their mind to lead them to an action to lose their money. It is. When we teach these things, I really hope somebody is getting this concept. You need to cut down these trees, uproot those roots, and we need to sow another seed. I'm going there. So you can pick up two traders. The same setup. Trader A will think this setup looks good. I will follow my plan. Trader B will say, I hope this trade doesn't lose. Oh my God. So you have one trader. One person is saying, wow, this is a good setup. You know what? I can't wait to follow my trading plan. Good thinking. Good thinking. You find Trader B, good setup, good SMC trader, good ICT, price action trader. And the first thought that came to this trader's mind is, I hope I don't lose this trade. Come on. And eventually he will lose. Even if he doesn't lose that day, eventually he will do something. Something will make him get into the trade too early, and he will call that a loss instead of early entry. He will call it a loss trade, and it will go there. And you ask the person, what happened? It hit my stop loss and it went there. No, chief. If you knew and you had confidence it will go there, enter again. Have some rules. 3 trades in a day. So if you have entered one and you have lost with the proper risk management, enter your second entry because you believe in it. But that's not the case, because their mindset caused the loss. Fear has penetrated into their heart. So now, what if I lose again speaks louder than their strategy. Cliff, what are you saying? That you can have 2 traders. Yes, chief. Both of them are all good traders. One of them sees a good setup and goes like, I can't wait to follow my trading plan. The other one sees the setup right in the eyes and goes like, I hope I don't lose this trade. These two traders, their outcome will never be the same. Impossible. Now, how thoughts program outcomes? Let's go to that. How thoughts program outcomes. We are almost there. We'll be finishing soon. How thoughts program outcomes. There are 4 stages that your thought goes through to program an outcome in your life. There are 4 stages that your thoughts goes through to program an outcome. So the first stage is the thought itself. The thought is like a seed. So the things, let's say, you dwell on before you trade, that thought is the seed. That thought, which is a seed, will lead to an emotion. Remember what I told you? Thoughts are electric. Feelings are magnetic. So the thought, which is what you are dwelling on, will lead to a feeling, which is an emotion. It doesn't matter whatever it is. The feeling that thought will create can be fear, greed, calm, trust. It doesn't matter. So those two traders, one of them is saying, this is a good setup. I can't wait to follow my trading plan. The other is saying, this is a good setup, but I hope I don't lose a trade. Both of them, their emotion that will be created is two different things. One will remain calm, the other will be anxious. Are you with me? Then at the end of the day, the emotion will lead to an action. So the decision you are going to make, whether you're going to rush the entry, discipline, or wait, or premature close, it was a thought that led to an emotion, and the emotion led to that action. And that action eventually, whether you like it or not, as a law, will lead to a result. So if somebody plants a mango seed and they are expecting apple, is being delusional. That seed that went into the ground that took months to come out has already come out as a mango tree. Stop expecting an apple fruit. So the thought of the day matters. By this understanding alone, like a farmer, like a chef, you will wake up in the morning and you will program the thoughts you want to enter your mind. Morning, so this is how you will do it. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, thoughts, non-negotiable. So that means when you wake up, at least you already have the declarations going Monday to Friday on our YouTube community and other social platforms. You already have that. So the morning, that is your breakfast. I am serving you. If Cheqona is serving you the breakfast of a thought, my mind is XYZ. So for example, let's say I look at you in the arm. From today, I guard my mind like a farmer guard his soil. I guard my mind like a farmer guard his soil. I sow discipline. I sow patience. So those thoughts are basically guarding your morning. Then you set an alarm. As soon as the alarm goes on, you as a chef, you go and you cook your afternoon thoughts. You don't wait for the thought to come to you, because if you wait in this world that we live in, whether you live in Nigeria, Ghana, if you are waiting for the thought to come to you, chief, every thought will come. So just like that, in the afternoon, you cook your afternoon thoughts. Evening, you cook your evening thoughts. The ones that you don't need, you plug them out like a farmer. Non-negotiable. The social media account that is always putting negative thought in your mind, mute it and say, don't recommend. If you are following any platform, including me, and I am posting things that is distracting your mind, click on my name and say, not recommended. If the person is posting maybe success stories and is starting to not look like a testimonial, but it's like a flex and is making you put pressure on yourself, not recommended. If you have 4 friends and every day they are all competing about who is the brokest one in the room, you quickly look at them with full of love and you say, not recommended. This year and 2026 and beyond, non-negotiable, guard your mind. It's a law. Are you guys with me? Guard your mind. I'm going to repeat it again. From today, I guard my mind like a farmer guard his soil. I sow discipline, patience, and trust, and I uproot like a farmer. I uproot fear. I uproot greed. I uproot doubt. I water my thoughts with faith and truth, because as a trader thinketh, so is he. As a trader thinketh, so is he. Are you with me? So these are the 4 stages. Let's get back to the lesson now. I want to control myself today so that I'll make sure you guys are learning. So there is a way that thoughts programs in your mind. The thought itself, it will now lead to an emotion, the emotion to an action, and the action to a harvest. Because of, I always tell people this, that thought is like a medication. When you pick up Panadol and you pick up paracetamol, anything, any form of medication, we call something mechanism of action. When you take the medication, because of the mechanism of that action of that drug, it knows what to do. I don't take Panadol and speak over Panadol and say, Panadol, when you go into my body, heal my pain. The Panadol knows what to do by the way it was formed as a drug. Same thing with the thoughts. When it gets planted in your mind, don't worry. Just give it a time. When it leads to emotion, emotion to action, eventually the results will happen. Are you with me? I want to show you an example. Let me share my screen. And I want you guys to take a picture right now of this. I will not go through this so that because of time, and we'll go to how, after that we're going to go on to guarding your mind, how to guard it and rewire your mind, healing the soil, and then you will be able to get a final takeaway when we are done. I want you to take a screenshot with this for me, and let's take it out from there. If you guys are learning right now, I know I'm excited. If you are learning, somebody's mindset is transforming right now. If you are learning right now, drop some number ones in the chat. People sometimes say, Cliff, energy. I don't have energy. It's my mindset. After the masterclass, if you see me, you will think I'm just there. But when I come onto the masterclass, I love to teach you guys because it took me many years of struggle to learn these things. Guys, I have tried. Can you imagine a trader who is in a trade, XAUUSD, and the account is blowing, and all I did that time was I laid my hands on over the account and I say, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob, please don't let my account blow. What kind of mindset is that, Cliff? What was that? What was I expecting? That God will say, okay, my son has prayed, therefore go and hold gold and let gold go up. Cliff, you are joking. It blew, tears came out of my eyes. The market still kept on going, and I didn't stop trading. So trading doesn't care about it doesn't care about that. When it comes to certain laws and principles, it's not a point of a prayer. No, chief. It's not about prayer. When you jump from a 50th story building, and speak in tongues. Try it. When you jump from a 50th story building, speak in tongues, and let's see how you will fly. Even Jesus, when he was tempted and Satan said, jump, and the angels who heard you, said, no, chief. Do not tempt God your Lord. No. When it comes to principles, don't tempt God. Whether you are a Christian or not a Christian, principles and laws works for everyone. Whether somebody is a criminal or not, when it rains, it falls on their crops. Laws are laws. I want you to take a screenshot of something. Stay with me. Take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of this. Are you with me? Take a screenshot. We are learning. My God. Take a screenshot of this. I did some small queer illustration. Don't mind my my colors. I was trying to help you guys, to understand something. So I have here thought, emotion, action, results. Take a screenshot. I will not explain this a lot. You understand my context now. I want to quickly go on to guarding your mind. As a trader, you need to guard your mind. Non-negotiable. You need to guard your mind. So the thought is the seed. I need to make money today. That thought, this thought, it will create fear and anxiety as a trader. No. Yes, money is a byproduct.
of the way you followed your trading plan. It's a byproduct by the way you manage the trade. I always tell, I was speaking to Shells, I think yesterday we were talking about trading. And I was saying that when it comes to take profit, people sometimes are waiting for the take profit place to hit. And I said, take profit and stop losses. They are of you than you think. So when we say take profit, it means you, chief, take the profit. People sometimes say, Cliff, when do I take the profit? So let me ask you a question right now. Let's say you have never made $20 before, and somebody taught you how to trade, and your first profit, which is $20. That $20, you are looking at the $20 in the eyes, even if you will not close all the trades, so you will not take any profit. Take profit is a conscious decision you have to make as a trader with the understanding that I am making money and I need to protect my trade. I need to protect my profit. Oh, Cliff, so when do I close the trade? No, chief. When it comes to these things, it is a perpetual, consistent practice. So if people sometimes say, Cliff, do I bring my stop loss to break even? Whatever you do in this industry, do it consistently so that the numbers will add up. So if you are somebody you don't like to take profit and you always want to wait for your RRR to hit, that is up to you. That means the day it doesn't hit, take it by the chin. The day it hits, good for you. But then for me, when I hear the word take profit, it means you make a decision to take the profit. Whether you're going to wait for it to hit or not, subconsciously make sure you have made a decision to let it either hit that RR or make it close manually or secure some profit. When it comes to stop loss, it means you stop the loss. A stop loss is not a loss trade, it's a stopped trade. You stop the loss. Cut the trade. You are wrong. Cut it. So I need to make money now today. Fear, anxiety is born from pressure. The action it will lead, you will force trade. If the thought is I need to make money today, my landlord is coming, the action will be forcing trade. The result, just like a tree, you planted mangoes, you will reap mango fruit. You planted apples, you will reap apple fruit. Non-negotiable is a law. So when you plant a thought of I need to make money today, I need to make money, fear, anxiety, forcing trades, results, just like mango tree, producing mango fruits, losses and exhaustion. Even if you make money today, tomorrow is not promised. It will still cause you a problem. I can't afford another loss. Fear. What do you mean you can't afford another loss? If it's from a standpoint of a plan, it makes sense. If it's from a standpoint of a fear, trouble. So if you say you can't afford another loss, you need to finish the sentence. I can't afford another loss because my risk management says so. And I am a disciplined trader, so I will follow my plan. Perfect. Why did I finish it like this? Remember, thoughts are seeds. If you don't finish it, it will plant anything. So don't just say, I can't afford another loss, and then fear comes into your heart. When it is a fear, early exit, small wins, big losses, account will come into shrinkage. Guys, quick one. I'm not going to explain anything. Take a screenshot. Then let's get back to the lesson. I'm giving you guys 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, maybe 10 seconds. Take a screenshot. Let's rock and roll. If you keep planting fear, don't expect to harvest confidence. If you keep planting greed, don't expect to harvest consistency. Guarding your mind as a farmer. So ladies and gentlemen, the segment part I am here now, we are about to wrap up. So pay attention now. We are now about to wrap up this whole masterclass. You are a farmer. Based on the things I've taught you today, you are a farmer. Your brain is like a soil. And as a farmer, if you don't know how to guard your farm, the Bible says, while men slept, the enemy came to sow. Yes, while you slept. A farmer. The mind must be guarded. As a trader, your mind must be guarded. Are you with me? Let me stop sharing the screen now. Your mind must be guarded. I'm going to give you 5 ways to guard your mind as a trader. 5. We're going to write it and we keep it up from there, okay? 5 ways your mind needs to be guarded. 5. 5 ways. I remember there was a trade, I think last week. I don't know when I showed it to, I think it was the shelves. So I held this trade. It was a gold buy all the way from the bottom. I held it and I caught 800 pips. It was a gold trade. I showed it to some of the TP family members that came on the consultation with me as well. And they asked me, Cliff, how did you hold the trade to catch 800 pips on gold? And I said, because I didn't care about the money. I wasn't under pressure to need the money. And that is why I was able to hold it. You see, it doesn't mean that it's because I have or whatever. That's no point. The point is that it's a mindset. You need to understand that whether you need it or you don't need it, let your mind believe what it can create the right fruit. And one day, I actually want to make a short video about how to hold a trade like that, the mindset to have. I will make a video maybe probably this coming week, and so on and so forth. If you are now joining us, if you don't mind media, before we go into how to guard your mind, I want us to bring the fear, this one on so that people will see that, please, guys. I gave an announcement. I want to give that announcement again right now, if you guys don't mind. Yes. So this coming week or maximum next week, we're going to release this program for you guys. It's called the Fear Breaker, the Fear Reset. Those of you who struggle with the thought, what if I blow my account again? What if I lose? It's a very powerful program, simple, with videos, audios, together with instructions and a journal and everything. This program will help you a lot to combat that. I just thought I should basically just announce it again because people join late and so on and so forth. So be expectant for this program. I believe it will help you, okay? All right, let's get back to the masterclass. Now, how to guard your mind as a trader. Number 1, filter what you feed on. Non-negotiable. Stop consuming noise. Stop consuming noise. Avoid, if you are in so many Telegram channels right now as we are talking, mute almost all of them. But Cliff, how would I be able to receive signals? Well, Chief, this is my advice. Mute almost all of them. Negativity, mute it. Social comparison, mute it. Number 1, I'm going to run through this and we'll wrap up. How to guard your mind as a trader. Number 1, filter what you feed on. So as a trader, how do you guard your mind? Number 1, filter what you feed on. You need to stop consuming noise. Number 2, uproot the weeds early. Uproot the weeds early. The moment fear or revenge enters, pause and reset before trading. So every single time that as a trader, you realize that, wait, it looks like I am afraid. And remember what I told you guys, you need to be able to know how to name the emotion. Don't call fear anger. Don't call anger fear. Name it. Name it out loud. So how do you guard your mind as a trader? Number 1, filter what you feed on. Number 2, uproot the weeds early. As a farmer, uproot them. Number 3, water good seeds. Your declarations, non-negotiable. Write your own. And so on and so forth. Do yours. Use the one I give. Review your journal. Visualize your process. Remember, your mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is not. When you sit down, dream. Sit down and then, pick your water. You don't have money to buy juice, no problem. Put water in a glass that is nicer, a little bit, and sit down and imagine it's a sparkling, nice wine. And sit down and be dreaming, wow, John, I'm really great. I'm really going to become a great guy. I know that, this, and then you are just visualizing, you're dreaming. Let your imagination take you wild. Remember what I told you guys? Fear and faith, they both uses the same tool. They both uses imagination as a tool. So the same strength it takes to be afraid is the same strength it takes to have faith. So you need to be able to water good seeds. And that is where meditation comes from. Meditation is not about sitting there and doing namaste. Not those namaste stuffs. I'm talking about you literally sitting down and saying, wow, man, one day I can see this house. And you are picturing, you sometimes you can visualize things to the point that you can even start to smell it. Yeah, that is how powerful your mind can be. Then number 4, protect the soil. Build emotional boundaries. Non-negotiable, guys. If somebody always comes around you and the person brings bad emotional feelings, don't cut the person off. Let them know who you are. Eventually they will leave. That is how it works. So build emotional boundaries. Don't trade when you are distracted. I always tell, there are people that I meet on a weekly basis and they are family members, and I tell them, you need to separate your life you need to separate, not separating your life from trading, but understand there are two different things that mirrors each other. So when we say your trading life and your actual life, they mirror each other. They are not the same thing. They just mirror each other. It means one of them reflects in the other and the other reflects in the other. So if one is looking bad, it will reflect here. So you need to be able to protect the soil, protect your mind. So if Monday, Tuesday, the things you do can distract you, stay away from trading Monday, Tuesday. If you are doing 9 to 5, relax. If you are a student and you are listening to me right now and you are a trader, one of the things you need to understand is this. As a student, you have many things you're already learning. You don't have enough time. So you need to be able to understand that as much as it's good to learn extra skill, the trading as a skill, if that time is not the most important thing as far as time and season is concerned, give some time to trading, but don't give all the time to trading. Because if you give all the time to trading, not everybody can be able to survive. You need to, but if you structure it well, that small time you give to trading can give you more results as well. Because in trading, it's not about many hours you spend on the chart. It's about the right timing of your entry and your exit with the right structure of a playbook. And then the last one is rest the soil. Take breaks. A farmer doesn't plant every day. Imagine you see a farmer and every day he's planting. Won't you wait? You need to give the soil time to bring out, germinate the tree. Are you with me? So 5 ways that you can guard your mind as a trader. Number 1, filter what you feed on. If you are in so many Telegram channels, so many subscriptions, mute most of them. Protect your mind. Number 2, uproot the weeds early. Anytime you find out there are certain negativity in your mind, uproot it. How do you uproot it? By journaling it, speaking it out loud. Okay, I am afraid, but XYZ. Uproot them, name them, and then shrink the power of it. Number 3, water good seeds. Sit down, visualize, think about good things happening to you. Protect the soil, number 4. And number 5, take or rest the soil also as well. Now, I want to give you guys the final takeaway and we are gone. And we are done for today's masterclass. You see, I spoke about something and I told you that your thought will always lead to emotions, and the emotions will lead to your actions, and your actions will give results. The practical steps, if right now you are struggling with a bad mindset, the practical steps right now, as a farmer who is a trader, you know, when I say a farmer, you know what I mean, right? But as a trader, the practical step number 1 is awareness. You need to be able to identify the thought in your mind right now that you know this is not good. There are thoughts you know is not good. You need to be able to identify them. Identify those thoughts. Write them down. For example, the program I'm going to give to you guys, the fear reset, the fear breaker. There is the day one. The day one, I'm going to show you that you should name the fear. And then, so the voice note will explain every single thing in there, but you will name the fear and you will answer some questions to deal with that thought. So awareness is the first step when you want to rewire your mind. Now, Cliff, is it possible to rewire your mind? I already explained. Your mind is that powerful. It can rewire. It's called neuroplasticity. Then number 2, after you have become aware of the thoughts that is not good in your mind, the next thing is to interrupt it. Interrupt it. The moment you catch a negative pattern, stop and reframe it. So don't be like, people sometimes think that thinking that you don't want a negative thought simply means you have cast it out. It's not true. The way to reframe a negative thought, for example, let's say let's say, for example, if you say, what do you believe about yourself as a trader? And you go like, maybe I can't lose again. Just like, let me use the other example. Let's say if you go like, I can't lose again, or I hope this setup, I don't lose. It's a negative thought. It's not, when you say, I hope I don't lose, It sounds like a wishful thought, which sounds positive, but it's not positive. A positive thought has to be specific. So I hope I can lose is not positive, it's negative. What you need to do is say, I can only trade what I see, not what I fear. So if I don't see it, I won't trade it. So I can only trade what I see. So you are following your trading plan. You reframe it. So when you say, what if I blow my account again? That is a negative thought. So the way to reframe it is to say that I will not blow my account even though I know losses are part of this game, because I am a good steward. It's a positive thought. I am a good steward. I'm a good steward. So now when you keep on planting, I am a good steward, before you can realize, you will act like it, behave like it, and walk like it. So number 2 is interruption. Number 3 is replacement. You need to now when you catch a thought that consistently keeps on popping up in your mind, you need to put in the effort replacing it every single day. Replace them with truth. Replace them. Maybe let's say, for example, there are people right now. There was there was somebody who was talking to me one time, and he said, somebody said, they shouldn't listen to me. And I know he's not the only person. There are many mentors that sometimes tell their mentees, don't listen to Cliff. He talks about God and trading, and he does this and he does that. And it's funny to me. It's very funny to me, because that mentor is already dangerous to your destiny. Not because he's saying, I talk about God or don't listen to Cliff. Any mentor that is afraid for you to listen to another mentor is a wizard or a witch. It's a wizard or a witch. You're not talking about drinking blood. That person is insecure. Yes, very insecure. Do you know how many mentors that has come onto my master classes to teach you guys, and people go and follow them on Instagram? I don't care. Go follow them. If you need something from them, ask them. Does that make sense? Ask them. So you need to be able to understand that there are thoughts that naturally they are negative because of the things and the people you listen to. It's as simple as ABCD. So you need to replace these thoughts. So number 1, awareness. Number 2, interrupt it. Number 3, replacing. And number 4, repetition. Cliff, why do I need to repeat it over and over again? Because I have explained that your mind is powerful to the extent of the things you repeat. And the more you repeat it over and over and over again, what is happening is that it's creating a habit. And when you are able to create a habit, it now stores in your subconscious mind, your autopilot, and therefore that is how you will do everything. So if you start creating a habit of a millionaire, your habit will be stored in your subconscious mind, and that will become your autopilot functioning. So now, even though have you ever realized you can see somebody who doesn't have money, but the way the person speak and talk, you can't deny the fact that eventually they will be successful. Eventually they will be successful. It's just a matter of time. So number 1, awareness. Number 2, interruption. Interrupt the thought. Number 3, replace it. And number 4, repeat it over and over again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my final takeaway here is quite very simple. Your mind is the soil. Your thoughts are the seeds. Your traits are the fruit. Guard what you plant, because your subconscious mind will multiply it. Your subconscious mind will multiply it, even when you are not aware of it. Right now, someone like Warren Buffett is a billionaire by identity. Take billions of money away from him, he will make it again. He will make it again. Let's forget about his age. I'm talking about the understanding of his subconscious mind. He doesn't just only have billions, he's a billionaire. Are you with me? So you need to understand that your mind is the soil, your thoughts are the seeds, your traits are the fruits. Guard what you plant, because your subconscious will multiply it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to declare one more time that from today, I guard my mind like a farmer guards the soil. From today, I guard my mind like a farmer guards the soil. I sow discipline, patience, and trust. I uproot fear, greed, and doubt. I uproot them. And I water my thoughts with faith and truth. Because as a trader thinketh, so is he. As a trader thinketh, so is he. As a trader thinketh, so is he. As I thinketh, so I am. So therefore, I will guard my mind, I will guard my thoughts, I will make sure the seed in my soil is a seed that is of a good fruit. Don't let anybody take this conviction away from you from this masterclass. As you are going, we are wrapping up. Let's declare one more time. From today, I guard my mind like a farmer guards his soil. Non-negotiable. Sow discipline, sow patience, and uproot the fear, uproot those weeds, the greed, the doubt, uproot them, and water your thoughts daily. Because as a trader thinketh, so is he. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this masterclass has brought a mental deliverance for somebody. Next week, God willing. God bless you all. Have an amazing day and take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Trading is a mind game. You heard me. Trading is a mind game. Fix your mind, fix your trading. 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 Trading is a mind game.